Spectacular Magazine radio show on Foxy shines a spotlight on community issues that impact our neighborhoods. We are your community-focused resource. Today is my 1 year anniversary of the Spectacular Magazine radio show on Foxy. Thank you all so much for listening. Thank you for your kind words of encouragement. Thank you for being a guest. Thank you if you've liked us, if you followed us, any of those things. Thank you. And we will to continue to be your community-focused resource for more years to come. The Spectacular Magazine 2018 Man of the Year Awards Gala will take place next Sunday actually, September 9th at the Millennium Hotel in Durham. Gala ticket information is available on your website. Receiving the Lifetime Achievement Award will be Joseph Sansom, Leon Standback, and posthumously Dr. Phil Wynn Jr. You know, hunger is a daily issue for too many children, families, and individuals of all ages. The stress of food insecurity lines our neighbors' faces every day. 1 out of 7 Orange County residents and nearly 1 out of 5 Orange County children are food insecure and at risk of hunger. The Interfaith Council for Social Service of Orange is building dignity through food and community, and they have plans to do even more. Joining me now is John Dorward, who's the Interfaith Council Executive Director Emeritus. Welcome to Spectacular Magazine Radio Show.
Thank you very much, Phyllis. I appreciate you having us in this morning.
Oh, thank you so much. John, real quick, tell our listeners about Interfaith Services.
Yeah, the Interfaith Council was created about 55 years ago by a group of 6 or 7 local women who got together and said, you know, poverty is an issue. There are things that are not being addressed in this county. And they decided they would do something about it. And so they were all from different churches, and they got their church communities involved, as so often happens in the local community, and they addressed the different problems. So what we do today is an offshoot of what they started 55 years ago. We still rely an awful lot on volunteers. We have a small paid staff these days because the job got too big just for volunteers. And people were working. So we run the only homeless shelters in Orange County. We've got one for men. We've got another one for women and children.
And we're now in Orange County because, you know, there's Chapel Hill, there's Carrboro, there's Hillsborough. So where
That's a good point. We handle southern Orange County, which means Chapel Hill, Carrboro. That's where the major population centers are. And so there's another organization called Orange Congregations of Mission. And Reverend Freeland runs that one, and that handles more of the northern part of the county. But since most of the people are in the southern part, that's why the shelters are over in that section. We also run the only full-time community kitchen, so you can get food, you can get hot meals, hot nutritious meals every day of the week. Through our program. We have a food pantry where people are eligible to come in once every 30 days to get groceries.
About the kitchen, when you say every day, now is this 5 days a week or 7 days a week?
It is 7 days a week. On the weekends, we only serve one meal a day, one big meal a day, because with the bus schedule, it's a little hard for people to get there. We are currently in downtown Chapel Hill. And so we do it that way. But otherwise, it's lunch and dinner every day.
And then then you were also saying about the food pantry.
Right, we've got the food pantry. There are currently a little better than 4,000 households, not people, but households, who receive groceries from us on a basis of when they need it. They're eligible every 30 days. Thankfully, not everyone comes. We would not have enough food for that. But we do a lot of food. Over 13,000 bags of groceries went out last year. We fed over 70,000 hot meals last year in a fairly small county. We're not a gigantic county. And then I'd also like to say that we have other types of programs. We have an emergency assistance program that we're one of the few places left in our county where if you're having trouble meeting the rent, paying the utilities, medical bills, ID, clothing, those sorts of things, then you can come to us and we will help with that.
Okay, and so all of these things are in one place in Chapel Hill?
Actually, that is a great question. No, we don't. It actually happens in 3 different places. 4 at the moment, but we're trying to make it 3. The Women and Children's Shelter is a standalone, and it's in Chapel Hill.
Okay.
And then the Men's Shelter is also in Chapel Hill, and it stands alone. And then what we're trying to do is bring everything else together in one location in downtown Carborough. And we've been there, the pantry and the emergency assistance and the administrative part of the organization is in downtown Carborough. The community kitchen is currently in the old municipal building in downtown Chapel Hill. But that's a location.
So if people need services, then they got it, and you have limited means. But you need to go to a few different locations to get those.
Which is one of the big reasons why we'd like to not have to do that anymore. We would like to put those together. Now, it's only a mile apart, but a mile's a long way if you don't have a car or transportation.
Correct. And you also have a couple of little children, and you have your children with you and everything, or you're elderly, or or have some disabilities.
You've done some reading on this.
Yes, I have.
Yes,
I have.
Exactly right.
And so what is the plan?
Well, the plan is that we would like to put everything together. So
Okay.
we would like to take the community kitchen and move it into the building. Now, if it was as simple as just saying, okay, we'll put it in this building and everything will be in one place, that'd be great. That's not exactly possible. You haven't seen our building, but our building in downtown Carborough is kind of a wreck. It's old and it's been worn hard. And so there's no way to upfit it to be able to put everything we need in. So we would like to go ahead and start over. And so essentially we will tear that building down and we will start over with a new building that will have room for everything that we need in one spot.
Now, how, building it, I mean, just not free. So how are you planning to?
We're running a capital campaign currently, a $5.3 million capital campaign, which is a little smaller than the last one we did for the men's shelter. We're doing very well with that. We have commitments of roughly $3 million of the 5.3 currently. We have another million or so that we're just waiting to hear about. And then there are all kinds of other requests that are out there that we're waiting to hear from. So if everything kind of falls the way we think it will, we've still got a gap of about $400,000 that we need to fill in order to build the building.
And when do you hope to break ground?
If all goes well, and if we do well on our fundraising, then by the end of the winter of 2019, so in a few months, we would hope to be able to get the groundwork done. And by early spring of next year, we certainly would hope to be building on the new building.
Oh, that's wonderful. If there are people who would like to help, how can they reach you?
The easiest thing is our website, which is ifcweb.org.
Okay.
And there is all sorts of information on what we're trying to do and what it will mean to the community, what new things we can do, what expansions we will be able to do with this program by being able to do that. And all of that is there. And there is all that you can press that will allow you to give money.
That's what I was going to say. So is it easy as a click? We can just click on it.
It's a one-click system. It's very simple to give money to the project.
John, before we go, I mean, we're talking about it, but people always think of Chapel Hill as being and Orange County as a wealthy county.
And Phyllis,
And have you
exactly
found
right.
that to not be the case?
Well, no, I mean, it's a tale of two cities, as they say.
Okay.
We have one of the more affluent or the most affluent county within the 100 in North Carolina. But the difference between the haves and the have-nots is astounding. We have a poverty rate of 14%. We have a lot of people who are going day to day and paycheck to paycheck. And I want to just say very quickly that a lot of the people that we serve, they work one job, 2 jobs. But if you're making minimum wage, especially in Orange County, it's really hard to make.
It's really hard. Thank you. And thank you for the work that you've done all of these years. My guest I've been visiting with John Dorward, who is the Executive Director Emeritus of IFC, which is the Interfaith Council, and they have a program called Food First. Please go to their website, ifcweb.org. Just read about what they're doing. Maybe you're not in a position to make a click. Maybe you're in a position to come and give an hour. Different things that you can do to help. We're going to go to some music. We got by Yolanda Adams. And I'll be back right after this with my guest, civil rights attorney, Anita Earls. I'm clear.